I'm going to share with you my largest silver purchase of 2018. Welcome to Silver Heist. Thank you to our returning subscribers and guests. I'm going to share with you my largest silver purchase of 2018. It's 25 ounces of silver, but it's junk silver or constitutional silver. And so there's not only these dimes, there's actually 5 different types of constitutional silver, which I think makes it an interesting purchase because it almost represents all the different type of silver you can buy that's considered junk silver or constitutional silver. So the other thing, it's not in round face amounts, because I bought this not from a mail order company, but I got it on Craigslist. So the first piece of constitutional silver we have are silver dimes. So these are all 90% silver, and they're all 1964 or older. So not only did we get some Roosevelts, we also got some Mercury dimes. So these were a little bit mixed up. I can't say that all of these Mercury dimes came from this one purchase because I've bought multiple $10 faces of silver throughout 2018. But I know I did get some Mercury dimes from this purchase. So the first item we got is dimes, and we got 101 of them. So 101 Dalmatians, or 101 90% silver. So the second type of constitutional silver I bought were 90% silver quarters. $6 face of 90% silver. And like I said, this was Craigslist, so it was kind of just a random amount. It wasn't whole round dollar increments. And so this is a nice, quarters are a nice format, nice size. So we got ourselves some quarters. So the fourth kind of constitutional silver I bought was 21 half dollars, 90% silver, 1964 or older. So these are all JFKs. There were 5 types of silver in this lot, and some of them I hadn't really thought about much and hadn't even thought about in a long time. So there was no price on Craigslist for what he wanted for this lot, and there actually wasn't a list of what was available. So I had to first ask him what was available, and then second, he wanted me to give him a price. But I had to do some research and thinking about the other stuff. So I'll show you the other stuff, which was a curveball for me, but we came to an agreement and it all worked out. Which brings us to the fourth type of constitutional silver. It's nickels. I had not thought about war nickels in a long time. So I used to collect coins as a child, and the only part that stuck in my mind, I knew about steel cents, and I knew steel cents meant World War II. But the only thing that stuck in my mind about nickels from the war era were giant mint marks. So somehow as a child, it escaped my curiosity that not only were there giant mint marks, but that these were 30 or 35% silver. So I had to figure out what was going on. As a validation for the price that I had been buying 90% silver shop, I had always just gone to APMEX and checked out their price in the hope that I could get it a little bit lower locally. And so with Craigslist, I not only looked at max price for war nickels, I also figured out some other website that shows melt value. So what I ended up offering him is I offered him 90% melt value for this, or a little bit less for the whole lot, maybe more like 85% melt value for these and this and the fifth thing that we've yet to show. And he countered with, how about 90%? How about 90% melt for the whole thing? So I went for that, which brings us to the fifth type of constitutional silver that was part of this lot purchase. And that is this 40% silver JFKs. Now this was before I started coin roll hunting this calendar year. So as a child, I knew about everything 64 or older meant silver, but the nuance of 1965 to 1970 meant that something was 40% silver. That nuance escaped me, and when I went back and looked at my blue books for $50, I had like one 1968 and a couple of 64s, and I never realized the partial silver content of the rest of the 60s. So I had to figure out a price, the same website, which I don't remember the name, but I will put it right here. So all in all, these 5 different types of constitutional silver is 25 ounces. It represents my largest single purchase of 2018. And the cool thing about it is that I actually had really represented all the categories of constitutional silver you could have outside of silver dollars. If I had to pick a favorite, I think I would pick the 90% silver $50. To me, they were just never that circulated in public use, and so they're in really great shape. There's not a lot of wear on them, and they also stack in a very dense space, so I think they're efficient use of space. I think if I would consider which is the most overlooked silver coin, it would probably be the war nickel. And the reason I say that is that just last week I bought war nickels off of Craigslist, and I was able to get it at below spot price, but he wouldn't part with his dimes for less than spot. So I think war nickels are potentially under sought after, under demand, and silver is silver. So I think war nickels are underappreciated, but they're kind of cool because they've got big mint marks. So we hope to continue stacking silver through 2019. This is really a look back at my biggest purchase of 2018, and that's the news from Lake Wobegon. But wait, there's one more thing. This is a 1982 commemorative George Washington $50, celebrating his 250th anniversary of his birth. So there you go, $50, and it's 90% silver. So the story behind this coin is that I found it coin roll hunting. Shockingly, I found multiple of these in one box I was going through, as well as some commemorative Mount Rushmore $50 and some U.S. Marshal $50. So we feature coin roll hunting, occasional silver purchases, and some stories from my old childhood coin collection. So if you'd like to see coins, please subscribe. If you want to see coins right now, please click on one of our featured videos.